Chapter 3189. Huh? Berserk Lion's expression changed when he saw Wang Xian's attack and the dragon claw protecting the snake girl. He was still fearful of the Dragon King of Dragon Palace. Not long ago, his underling had killed a great demon from Demon God Palace in an instant, which made him fearful. He gritted his teeth but did not give up. This time, they had brought quite a number of people and their strength was not weaker than Dragon Palace. Moreover, due to the unusual movements of Sky Sea Dragon Palace, they had already informed other great demons of Demon God Palace. Soon, more palace masters would arrive. At that time, they would not have to fear Dragon Palace with their strength. Ha! Wang Xian raised an eyebrow when he saw Berserk Lion continuing his attack. The dragon claw trembled slightly. A terrifying force rushed towards Berserk Lion. If you dare to attack again, I'll kill you. Wang Xian stared at him and warned. Boom! Berserk Lion's expression changed when he saw his attack crumbling. Upon hearing Wang Xian's words, his expression turned gloomy. He looked at Wang Xian with uncertainty and finally fixed his eyes on the snake girl. Oh no, the snake girl is in the hands of the Dragon King. The demonic beasts that were chasing from behind were embarrassed when they saw the snake girl on the greyish dragon claw. Once she was in the hands of the Dragon King, the treasure would naturally have nothing to do with them. Swish swish swish. Berserk Lion, what's going on? At this time, another palace master of Demon God Palace sensed the situation and flew over immediately. He looked at Wang Xian and then at Berserk Lion. Palace Master Vulture, the snake girl came out of the Dragon King Hall and seemed to have obtained some treasure. I wanted to attack but was stopped by the Dragon King. He even said that if I dare to attack again, he'll kill me. Berserk Lion said with a gloomy face. He was a great demon from Demon God Palace after all. Although Demon God Palace was weaker than Heavenly Dragon Tribe, they were not weaker than Dragon Palace. Now that he was warned by the Dragon King, he was not in a good mood. Dragon King of Dragon Palace, you are really not giving face to Demon God Palace. Palace Master Vulture looked at Wang Xian and said coldly. In Sky Sea Dragon Palace, strength speaks louder. With a wave of his arm, the female snake landed beside him. Strength? You mean you are stronger than our Demon God Palace? Do you think our Demon God Palace is afraid of your Dragon Palace? Vulture Palace Master said coldly. When he was outside, because he wanted to enter the Sky Ocean Dragon Palace, and because he was the only rank 3 universe venerable, the Demon God Palace tolerated the fact that the Dragon Palace killed one of their great demons. But now that they had entered the Heavenly Ocean Dragon Palace to fight for treasures, why should they be afraid of fighting? Most importantly, the other palace masters of the Demon God Palace were about to arrive. Therefore, there was no need for the Demon God Palace to be afraid. Hee hee. Wang Xian smiled faintly and looked at Willow Deity. Let's go out. He didn't bother with the people of the Demon God Palace and prepared to leave. Dragon King, hand over the female snake. The Vulture Palace Master waved his arm and feathers condensed from energy appeared in front of Wang Xian and the rest. Demon God Palace, don't court death. Wang Xian looked at the feathers that contained terrifying energy in front of him and stared at the Vulture Palace Master with murderous intent. H, Dragon King of the Dragon Palace, I think you are the one who is courting death. Before the Vulture Palace Master could reply, a voice came from a distance. The other 2 palace masters of the Demon God Palace flew over. Around him were 7 to 8 great demons. Huh! Is the Demon God Palace going to clash with the Dragon Palace? Oh no, let's retreat quickly. Don't get involved. It seems to be because of the female snake. Some demonic beasts saw her coming out of the Dragon King Hall and obtaining the treasures. The surrounding demonic beasts sensed the situation and were fearful when they saw the experts of the Demon God Palace and the Dragon King of the Dragon Palace. They hurriedly hid far away. Hehe, interesting. Seems like they don't want us to leave. Wang Xian looked around and revealed a faint smile on his face. As for the great demons of the Demon God Palace, he really didn't put them in his eyes at all. If they dared to make a move, he wouldn't mind annihilating them. Leave the female snake behind and we can let you off for killing the great demons of the Demon God Palace. If you don't know what's good for you, the Demon God Palace isn't a pushover. You have to give us an explanation for the death of the great demons of the Demon God Palace. The Vulture Palace Master took a few steps forward and a huge pair of wings appeared on his back. Seems like you are courting death. Wang Xian looked at them and squinted his eyes. Ha ha ha, we are courting death. Dragon King of the Dragon Palace, you are too arrogant. Your Dragon Palace has been annihilated and you still dare to be so arrogant in the Demon God Palace. Just as he finished his sentence, a maniacal laughter came from the front. Two incomparably burly giants, each at least 10 meters tall, were flying towards them. They only had one leg, but that leg was 6 to 7 meters in diameter. Their entire leg occupied 3/4 of their body and looked very creepy. One-legged demonic beasts were the strongest demonic beast race in the Demon God Palace. The two one-legged demonic beasts flew over. The demonic beast on the right exuded a horrifying aura. The huge one-legged leg was extremely heavy and covered with a thick layer of armor. When Wang Xian heard him, he was taken aback. He frowned and his eyes were cold. Annihilate our Dragon Palace? Who dares? He said coldly. Ha ha, who dares? The ancient painting sect and the heavenly dragon tribe have already killed their way to your Dragon Palace. I guess your Dragon Palace has been annihilated. No wonder your Dragon Palace was annihilated. Dragon King, you are too arrogant. You should be annihilated. You offended the ancient painting sect and the heavenly dragon tribe and now you dare to offend the Demon God Palace. You are courting death. The one-legged palace master sneered as he looked at them with disdain. Ancient painting sect, heavenly dragon tribe. When Wang Xian heard him, his expression changed. The ancient painting sect had a feud with them and there was a high possibility that they would seek revenge. In addition, the Heavenly Dragon King had schemed against his bloodline and wanted to change his meridians. If it was the one-legged demonic beast, it might be possible. Courting death. Intense murderous intent flashed in Wang Xian's eyes. With a wave of his arm, he brought the snake girl along and flew towards the exit. Trying to leave? Have you asked for our permission to leave after offending the Demon God Palace? When the one-legged palace master saw Wang Xian and the rest flying towards them, his eyes were filled with coldness. Heaven trampling. The one-legged palace master's body suddenly enlarged by 100 times. That horrifying one-legged leg stomped towards Wang Xian and the rest. Attack. Let this arrogant brat know how powerful the Demon God Palace is. Around them, Vulture Palace Master shouted coldly and immediately moved. Die. Chapter 3190, Return Below Die. A cold voice came from Willow Deity's mouth. Her eyes were filled with murderous intent as she looked at the approaching gigantic leg. His entire arm immediately turned into a branch, and the densely packed willow leaves on it attacked the single leg. Puff puff puff. Countless willow leaves penetrated the gigantic leg and burrowed inside. Ah! One-legged palace master felt the terrifying willow leaves and the destructive energy coming from the leg. His face changed as he let out a painful howl. What? Not good. When the great demons of the Demon God Palace saw this scene, their expressions changed drastically. Vulture Palace Master's pupils constricted as he revealed a shocked expression. Willow leaves bloom, die. Willow Deity growled as pieces of dragon scale-like willow leaves flew out from the leg of one-legged palace master. The willow leaves condensed into a divine dragon that charged towards one-legged palace master. No, no, no. A voice full of fear and despair came out of the mouth of the one-legged palace master. His face was filled with terror as he roared. His eyes widened as he stared at Willow Deity in disbelief. The subordinate of Dragon Palace's Dragon King actually had the combat power of a rank 4 universe venerable. If he had known that the other party had such terrifying strength, he would definitely not have dared to attack. At such a close distance, and with his provocative attack, there was no way he could dodge. Peng! Countless willow leaves swept across his body as he fell heavily to the side, his life force disappearing instantly. Given Willow Deity's current combat power, she could kill a rank 4 universe venerable. A rank 3 universe venerable's provocation was simply courting death. Dragon leaves like Cheline, die. Willow Deity growled as the willow leaves swept across the surroundings. Run, quickly run, She's a rank 4 universe venerable, quickly run. Vulture Palace Master, who had just charged into midair, sensed that one-legged Palace Master had lost his life force. His face was filled with horror as he screamed in fear. They knew a little about Dragon Palace. Wasn't it said that Dragon Palace was just a low-level race? Wasn't the strongest a rank 3 universe venerable? How could it be so terrifying? A rank 4 universe venerable wasn't something they could handle. Run, run. There was no need for Palace Master Vulture to say anything. When the rest of the great demons saw the one-legged Palace Master being killed in an instant, their hearts palpitated violently. They fled in all directions with faces full of horror. Pu. However, at this moment, there were still 5 demons who did not dodge Willow Deity's attack. The terrifying dragon-scale willow leaf pierced through their bodies. Ah! No, don't kill us. The great demons that were attacked howled in despair. Run, run quickly. When the demons and demonic beasts of the Demon God Palace saw this, they fled in panic. You brought this upon yourself, Wang Xian remarked coldly. With a wave of his arm, he kept all the corpses. Moving his body, he continued to fly forward. He didn't care about the Demon God Palace at all. What he was worried about was the current situation of the Dragon Palace. They flew straight out, with Willow Deity following closely behind. All the surrounding demonic beasts were shocked when they saw this. The strength of the Dragon Palace is so terrifying. That woman could actually kill a palace master of the Demon God Palace in an instant. SSS, she's too strong. However, did the Heavenly Dragon Tribe and the Ancient Painting Sect really attack the Dragon Palace? Until Wang Xian and the rest disappeared, the surrounding demonic beasts recovered from the shock. They wiped the cold sweat off their foreheads and swallowed a mouthful of saliva. When the great demons and demonic beasts of the Demon God Palace saw the Dragon King of the Dragon Palace leaving, they heaved a sigh of relief. Fear lingered in their hearts. Who would have thought that the Dragon Palace would have such a terrifying expert? I'll put you in a space first. After flying out of the Heavenly Sea Dragon Palace, Wang Xian looked at the Snake Girl and said, "Yes, Dragon King." The Snake Girl nodded timidly. Wang Xian waved his arm and looked at Willow Deity. "Return to the Dragon Palace directly." "Yes." Willow Deity nodded and her figure gradually turned illusory. Wang Xian moved and returned to the Dragon Palace in an instant. "Ha ha ha, I've finally completed the integration. Dragon King of the Dragon Palace, I want you dead." Just as Wang Xian and the rest disappeared, a violent roar came from within the Heavenly Sea Dragon Palace. A terrifying pressure came from within. What's going on? In the Heavenly Sea Dragon Palace, all the demonic beasts heard the voice and sensed the terrifying pressure contained within the Heavenly Sea Dragon Palace. They were horrified. Even Palace Master Vulture's pupils constricted slightly as fear appeared in his eyes. They had just escaped from the attack of the terrifying expert from the Dragon Palace. What was going on? Why were they so unlucky? All disciples of the Demon God Palace, get out now. The Vulture Palace Master had a bad feeling. He roared and immediately flew towards the exit. The rest of the great demons and disciples of the Demon God Palace were also flustered and flew out. However, when they came to the Dragon Gate, they suddenly found a terrifying energy that completely sealed off the entire Dragon Gate. Damn it, the Dragon King actually left. I'm going to kill them. Since you've entered my Dragon Palace, don't go out. Surrender to me. At this time, another violent voice resounded through the entire Heavenly Sea Dragon Palace. This shocked all the demonic beasts in the Heavenly Sea Dragon Palace. This caused all the demonic beasts in the Heavenly Sea Dragon Palace to tremble and look extremely embarrassed. Heavenly Sea Dragon Palace, the Heavenly Sea Dragon King is not dead. Wang, Prime Minister Turtle, what happened? Wang Xian was unaware of the sudden changes in the Heavenly Sea Dragon Palace. At this moment, he had already returned to the Dragon King Hall and sent a voice transmission to Prime Minister Turtle. Dragon King. Upon hearing Wang Xian's voice transmission, Prime Minister Turtle was overjoyed and immediately rushed towards the Dragon King Hall. What's going on? Wang Xian scanned the surroundings and frowned when he saw the situation outside the Dragon Palace. His eyes flickered with coldness. Dragon King, after you and Willow Deity left, 50 venerables and 400 to 500 disciples from the ancient painting sect, plus 100 venerables and 2 to 3 million disciples from the heavenly dragon tribe came to attack us yesterday. We went out to fight, but the opponent's strength exceeded our expectations. A devouring dragon with the combat power of a rank 2 universe venerable was killed, and more than 2,000 imperial dragons were killed. We had no choice but to retreat to the Dragon Palace. Prime Minister Turtle reported immediately. Ancient painting sect, heavenly dragon tribe. Wang Xian's eyes flickered with cold murderous intent. How many rank 3 universe venerables do they have? Dragon King, they have 7 rank 3 universe venerables. Although there are only 7 of them, they have powerful acquired spiritual treasures. The 2 powerful ancient paintings from the ancient painting sect and the golden dragon ball from the heavenly dragon tribe made Tian Leiming and the rest suffer greatly. Now that Dragon King and Willow Deity are back, we can launch a counterattack. Prime Minister Turtle reported immediately with murderous intent in his eyes. Chapter 3191, Breakthrough, Kill, 150 Universe Supremacies. Wang Xian hovered above the Dragon Palace and scanned the surroundings. His eyes flashed with a sinister light. A Dragon Palace Universe Grade 2 Venerable had fallen, and over 2,000 Imperial dragons had died. This time, the Dragon Palace suffered a great loss. It seems like the ancient painting sect and the heavenly dragon tribe have planned a lot for the past 3 years. They used 3 years to plan for the heavenly ocean Dragon Palace, and 3 years to plan for this invasion. Wang Xian murmured. The Milky Way was connected to the teleportation array on the other side of the ancient painting, and the opening of the heavenly sea dragon palace. All of this was premeditated. If it wasn't for the existence of the progenitor tree and the upgrade of the dragon palace, this blow would have been fatal. Dragon King, are we going to fight back? Now that you're here and Willow Deity, we're more than enough to defeat them. In the Dragon King Hall, the leaders of the Dragon Palace flew over and said with killing intent. They are still setting up arrays around our Dragon Palace. It seems like they are preparing to break into our Dragon Palace. Wang Xian swept his gaze across the millions of troops surrounding the Dragon Palace. As he watched the experts setting up the arrays, his eyes lit up. As he spoke, he looked at the leaders of the Dragon Palace and said, "Get all the members of the Dragon Palace ready for battle. I will advance first." As Wang Xian spoke, he landed in the middle of the Dragon King Hall and transformed into his divine dragon form. The Dragon King wants to catch them all in one go. Seeing their Dragon King taking out the resources, the eyes of the leaders of the Dragon Palaces lit up. The ancient painting sect and the heavenly dragon race are very strong. Even though they only have 7 rank 3 universe venerables, their combat strength cannot be calculated by normal standards. Be it the ancient painting or the dragon pearl, they are extremely terrifying. If we make a move now, we might be able to defeat them, but at least half of them will be able to escape. However, once the Dragon King makes a breakthrough, things will be completely different. As Tianjin spoke, his eyes flickered. As long as the Dragon King could break through, then with the Dragon King's strength, he would be able to quickly wipe out the ancient painting sect and the heavenly dragon clan universe venerables. As for the other supremacies, with Willow Deity and them around, they could easily kill them as well. Only then would they be able to capture all of them in one fell swoop. The resources we have obtained this time are enough for the Dragon King to make a breakthrough. Willow Deity stood aside and said with a smile, "I hope they don't leave during this period of time." Prime Minister Turtle squinted his eyes and said coldly, "How's the formation going?" At the same time, outside the Dragon Palace, Duke Tianlong scanned the surroundings and asked the ancient painting sect master. "This is a heaven-earth formation that we paid a great price to obtain. It will be completed very soon. Once completed, this formation will absorb all the spirit chi within a radius of 100 million kilometers. At that time, this place will become a dead zone. What's the situation on your Dragon King Tian's side?" The Grandmaster of the ancient painting sect said calmly with a hint of confidence on his face. "Our heavenly Dragon King should have succeeded by now. I don't know if you guys have received a message, but the heavenly ocean Dragon Palace is undergoing a huge change." Duke Tianlong narrowed his eyes, his face also filled with confidence. He had just received news that the Heavenly Sea Dragon Palace had undergone a huge change. Recalling the instructions that Dragon King Tien gave them back then, he felt somewhat agitated. Dragon King Tien said that if he succeeded in stealing the Heaven Meridian's changing technique and possessed a purebred divine dragon bloodline, he might inherit the Heavenly Sea Dragon Palace. Once Dragon King Tien inherited the Heavenly Sea Dragon Palace, the Heavenly Dragon race would belong to the purebred divine dragon bloodline. They would be qualified to compete with other divine dragon bloodlines and have the opportunity to step on the peak of the universe. In no time, when Dragon King Tien arrives, he would definitely be able to break the Dragon Palace easily. By then, he would be able to become a purebred divine dragon through the Heaven Meridian's changing technique. At the thought of this, he was agitated. Ha! The ancient painting sect master was taken aback by Duke Tianlong's words. Heavenly Sea Dragon Palace? A radiance flashed in his eyes as he revealed a shocked expression. Could it be? He. Duke Tianlong smiled with the corner of his lips arched. Congratulations to the Heavenly Dragon race. The ancient painting sect master was shocked as he quickly cupped his fists and congratulated. Heavenly Sea Dragon Palace. He knew the Heavenly Dragon race very well. The rise of the Heavenly Dragon race was due to the Heavenly Sea Dragon Palace. Back then, Dragon King Tianlong obtained the opportunity in the Heavenly Sea Dragon Palace and established the powerful Heavenly Dragon race. If Dragon King Tianlong could obtain the entire inheritance of the Heavenly Sea Dragon Palace, in the future, the Heavenly Dragon race would have an 80% chance of becoming a middle-class race in the universe. Dragon Palace, he looked down with a cold, murderous look in his eyes. Did you hear? The ancient painting sect and the Heavenly Dragon race fought their way to the Dragon Palace. The Dragon Palace suffered a great defeat and retreated into the Dragon Palace, not daring to come out. The Heavenly Dragon race and the ancient painting sect have a total of 150 universe supremacies. They are simply too terrifying. Although the Dragon Palace also sent out close to 100 universe supremacies, they are still not their match. The Dragon Palace suffered a great defeat. I'm afraid they are going to be in danger. Two major forces and the divine dragon bloodline's Heavenly Dragon race. Moreover, the Heavenly Dragon race experts said that the Dragon King of the Dragon Palace has been killed by Dragon King Tianlong. At this moment, the Milky Way side was boiling again. The news of the ancient painting sect's Heavenly Dragon race attacking the Dragon Palace and the Dragon Palace suffering a great defeat shocked everyone. Although the strength displayed by the Dragon Palace shocked everyone, the strength of the two major forces shocked all the experts in the Milky Way. Now that the Dragon Palace did not dare to come out, it was suspected that the Dragon King of the Dragon Palace had been killed by Dragon King Tianlong. The Dragon Palace was in an extremely dangerous situation. The experts from the various races in the Milky Way were rushing over. The arrival of the Dragon Palace had caused several terrifying battles to break out in the Milky Way. It also made the various races in the Milky Way feel insignificant. Just as the ancient painting sect and the Heavenly Dragon race were about to set up a huge array to trap the Dragon Palace, and just as everyone in the Milky Way was discussing about it, within the Dragon Palace, a large number of divine herbs entered Wang Xian's stomach and were rapidly converted into dragon energy. This time, according to Wang Xian's estimation, just the divine herbs from the Heavenly Sea Dragon Palace would be enough for him to make a breakthrough in his strength. Time ticked by. 10 hours later, the system's voice was heard. Ding. Congratulations to host for leveling up to 8th Order Void God Emperor. Ding. Congratulations to host for comprehending nomological superpower, Soaring Dragon Cloud. Ka. At this moment, Wang Xian opened his eyes and a dazzling radiance shone from his pupils. His body expanded to a length of 30,000 meters. Clouds and mist shone on his body and a powerful aura emanated from his dragon body. Breakthrough. Chapter 3192, Catch them all at once. Upper name, Wang Xian race. Yin-Yang 5 elements dragon, one with the dragon, rank, 8th Order Void God Emperor, Divine Dragon Transformation 8th Transformation, origin, 1%, 99% required for next breakthrough, magic. Dominate the aquatic creatures, dominate any aquatic creatures lower than your own level, devour living things, devour living things to extract the source, control of the 5 elements cultivation technique, divine dragon transformation divine powers, soul capture, spirit attachment nomological divine abilities, dragon eye lock, 5 elements dragon claw, yin-yang world breaker, 8 glory dragon scale, holy dragon shadow, 8 divisions of the heavenly dragon, dragon tomb, soaring cloud dragon dharma form, 5 elements grindstone, dragon country in the palm, dragon head descending, 10,000-mile dragon body, yin-yang polarity, yin-yang 5 elemental bowl, divine dragon tail whip. Law of mastery, metal, wood, water, fire, earth, light, dark wind divine kingdom, dragon palace possess dragon palace, acquired. Dragon palace members, 11344450 inch who. In the Dragon King Hall, Wang Xian could feel the energy coming from his body. He looked at his attributes and revealed a smile. He broke through. After breaking through, he had the combat power of a rank 4 universe venerable. I've only used up all the divine grasses I obtained. There are still more than 100 sets of dragon skeletons I obtained from the dragon tomb that I haven't used up. Wang Xian checked the resources in his hands and revealed a smile. Congratulations on your breakthrough, Dragon King. Prime Minister Turtle and the leaders of the Dragon Palace flew over and congratulated him respectfully. Get all the disciples ready. Wang Xian looked across them, squinted his eyes and ordered. It's Dragon King. Prime Minister Turtle and the others immediately responded, their eyes flashing with cold killing intent. As soon as they moved, they immediately relayed the order. Soon, members of the Dragon Palace gathered. They came to the front of the 4 dragon gates with murderous looks. When Wang Xian arrived at the Eastern Dragon Sect, he swept his gaze across all the experts from the Ancient Painting Sect and the Heavenly Dragon Tribe. Leave the 7 universe venerables to me. Leave the rest to you. Don't let any of them escape. Wang Xian, you said with a chilling tone. It's Dragon King. The rest of the experts of Dragon Palace nodded heavily. Outside, the 7 to 8 million experts of the Ancient Painting Sect of the Heavenly Dragon Clan stood above the Dragon Palace. Universe supremacies were either floating or sitting cross-legged in the sky. Powerful arrays were set up around the Dragon Palace. As long as the people from the Dragon Palace appeared, they would definitely suffer a fatal blow. Listen to my command, Wang Xian bellowed. His voice was heard by every member of the Dragon Palace. Kill. Leave no one alive. As he spoke, he instantly flew out of the Dragon Palace, his gaze locked onto the 3 rank 3 venerables from the Sky Dragon clan. 3 sky dragons, 2 of which were of the wind element and 1 of which was of the gold element, floated in the sky with their eyes closed. Dragon soaring cloud and mist. The moment he rushed out of the Dragon Palace, he immediately used the nomological sacred art that he had just obtained. The moment he used it, clouds and mist appeared around him, instantly enveloping a radius of more than 1 billion kilometers. The clouds and mist enveloped everyone from the Ancient Painting Sect and the Heavenly Dragon Clan. When the clouds and mist appeared, everyone from the Ancient Painting Sect, the Heavenly Dragon Clan, was slightly shocked. Be careful. In the sky above, the Ancient Painting Sect's sect leader immediately warned loudly. Bam bam bam. Right at this moment, a terrifying sound of an attack rang out. No no no. Who is it? Suddenly, blood-curdling screams and horrifying voices rang out. Vast energy came from above the east gate of the Dragon Palace. When everyone heard this voice, a look of shock appeared on their faces as they hurriedly looked over. Vaguely, they could see a humongous figure of a divine dragon surging in the clouds and mist. They saw the 3 sky dragons from the Heavenly Dragon Clan plummeting to the ground. What? How is this possible? The experts from the Heavenly Dragon Clan who were closer to the scene were horrified when they saw the figures plummeting to the ground. Kill. Leave no one alive. At this moment, violent roars came from below. How dare the Dragon Palace resist? Kill. Kill them all. Leave no one alive. The appearance of the clouds and mist caused the Ancient Painting Sect's sect leader to not see the situation at the East Gate. However, when Duke and Duchess Heavenly Dragon heard the blood-curdling screams, their hearts skipped a beat. The screams sounded extremely familiar to them. Dragon eyes lock on the 8 desolations. Just as they were about to head over, a a cold voice sounded. Following which, they saw chains attacking them. They saw a humongous 8-colored divine dragon attacking them. This is Duke and Duchess Heavenly Dragon, as well as the ancient painting sect leader, narrowed their eyes. It's that Dragon King. It's that Dragon King. The ancient painting sect leader bellowed. Demigods, 8 divisions. At this moment, Wang Xian let out a deep roar. From his body, 8 illusory figures of divine dragons flew out. The divine dragons of 8 different attributes intertwined and attacked them directly. Shit. This dragon palace has the strength of a rank 4 universe venerable. Sensing the 8 illusory figures of divine dragons charging at them, Duke and Duchess Heavenly Dragon, as well as the ancient painting sect leader, let out a furious roar. Without any hesitation, they unleashed their strongest attacks. 2 ancient paintings blocked in front of them. 2 golden dragon balls attacked the 8 illusory figures of divine dragons. Bam bam bam! The powerful ancient painting and golden dragon balls collided with the 8 illusory figures of divine dragons. The ancient painting and the golden dragon pearl were sent flying backward. Oh no, we are no match for him. Run, all disciples, run. Duke Tianlong looked at his dragon ball flying towards him with a horrified expression. Didn't you guys say that the Dragon King of Dragon Palace was killed by your Dragon King? How did he appear? How can he be so strong? The ancient painting sect leader was horrified to see their ancient paintings being sent flying. He bellowed loudly. Both Duke and Duchess Heavenly Dragon had a change of expression. How did they know why the Dragon King was not dead? What happened to Dragon King Tian? How dare you invade our dragon palace? Today, I'll make sure your ancient painting sect and the Heavenly Dragon tribe will never be able to return. Everyone shall die. Wang Xian stared at them coldly with his dragon eyes as he spoke eerily. Saintly dragon shadow. He let out a deep roar. In the sky above, a horrifying illusory figure of a divine dragon descended from the sky and swooped down. Their pupils constricted and they were extremely embarrassed. Block. The ancient painting floated above them and the 2 golden dragon balls exploded with terrifying might. Their faces were filled with fear as they resisted this terrifying attack. The ancient painting and golden dragon balls exploded with all their might. Boom. As the saintly dragon shadow descended, the ancient painting and golden dragon balls shook violently. The rivers and mountains on the ancient painting began to crumble and the golden dragon balls dimmed completely. This caused a trace of despair to appear in their eyes. Chapter 3193. Kill them all below, we are not his match. Rank 4 Universe Venerable, he is a rank 4 Universe Venerable, he can easily suppress us. Seeing that the ancient painting and golden dragon bead had no effect, and sensing the terrifying strength of the Dragon King, the ancient painting sect leader, Duke Tianlong, and the rest trembled violently. They wanted to escape, but it was too late. At this moment, screams were heard from below. When they heard the screams, they looked over with widened eyes. As far as the eye could see, they could see the willow leaves piercing through the level 2 venerables one by one. Under the attack of the willow leaves, the rank 2 universe venerables had no way of resisting. What kind of terrifying attack was this? Rank 4 universe venerable, Dragon Palace still has another rank 4 universe venerable. Their bodies began to tremble, and their hearts were filled with despair. How were they supposed to defend against 2 4th-order universe venerables? No, in just 3 years, how could Dragon Palace improve so quickly? The ancient painting sect leader roared in disbelief. Peng peng peng. At this moment, the shadow of the holy dragon, which had only been slightly blocked, descended completely. Their bodies shook violently, and they fell to the ground. Although they did not die, they suffered serious injuries. Dragon Tomb, you can die now. At this moment, Wang Xian came above them, and waved his dragon claw lightly. A black divine dragon, emitting earth and darkness attributes, appeared, and wrapped around them. The moment it wrapped around them, it formed a coffin, and suppressed them within. No, don't kill us, we are willing to surrender. Duke Tianlong's voice was filled with despair, and his body trembled as he begged for mercy. Peng. But at this moment, the coffin closed slowly, and what awaited them was death. Not good, not good, our sect leader and the rest have been killed. When the ancient painting sect leader and the rest lost their lives, a horrified voice came from the side. Hearing this voice, everyone in the ancient painting sect panicked. They were surrounded by clouds, and they could not see far. Now, they could only feel the experts of Dragon Palace slaughtering their venerables in a frenzy. Screams rang out incessantly. Until now, they still did not understand why the Dragon Palace had suddenly erupted with such terrifying strength. Why did the Dragon Palace's Dragon King suddenly appear? Wasn't he killed by Dragon King Tian? Leave none of the disciples of the two races alive. The 7 level 3 universe venerables were suppressed by Wang Xian. With a wave of his arm, the clouds dispersed and he shouted coldly, "Kill." When the clouds completely dissipated, all the disciples of the Heavenly Dragon clan saw their surroundings. In the center, there was a huge coffin floating in the air. The ancient painting sect's sect leader Duke Tianlong, Mother Tianlong, and the other few rank 3 venerables had already disappeared. In the surrounding area, the rank 2 venerables of the two factions were all killed. There were less than 50 venerable level 1 disciples in the universe. All the disciples of the two factions were filled with terror upon seeing this. How is this possible? A disciple roared in disbelief. In such a short period of time, almost all of their experts had been annihilated. How could it be so terrifying? Leave none alive. He, little ones, slaughter everyone from the two factions. Orokai was covered in blood as he roared with a menacing expression. He had been injured in the previous battle. This time, he wanted to let everyone from the two factions know what fear was. Boom! His aura was released, and the terrifying dragon might caused the Heavenly Dragon Clan disciples to tremble. Their faces were filled with terror. Their eyes widened in horror. Some of the Heavenly Dragon Clan members below the 5th Order God Emperor realm could not even put up a resistance under this terrifying pressure. Kill! The group of disciples from the Dragon Palace charged towards the disciples of the ancient painting sect with murderous intent. Don't kill us, don't kill us. When the disciples of the two factions saw more than half of their venerables being killed, their faces were filled with fear and despair. They wanted to submit. Boom! But at this time, all the disciples of the Dragon Palace, including dozens of venerables, had already charged over. Submit. If they could win, they wanted to destroy the Dragon Palace. If they couldn't, they wanted to submit. How could there be such a good thing in this world? Waves of terrifying energy shrouded them. Next, a one-sided massacre began. If others did not offend the Dragon Palace would not offend others. Since they came to destroy the Dragon Palace would also annihilate them. This was war. At this moment, the experts in the surrounding void who were still observing the situation were shocked when they saw this scene. What was going on? Such a huge change happened in such a short period of time. In a short period of time, over 100 venerables were slaughtered. The Dragon King of the Dragon Palace was so terrifying after his return, and the situation was reversed in an instant. Seeing the disciples and experts of the ancient painting sect and the Heavenly Dragon clan being slaughtered rapidly, their bodies trembled. From the time Wang Xian and the rest came out to the time the experts of the two factions were annihilated, only a few minutes had passed. This was a huge suppression in terms of strength. Wang Xian did not need to do anything in the following battle. He hovered above the Dragon Palace and watched coldly. With Willow Deity around, the venerables of the two factions had no chance to resist. The disciples of the two factions were being slaughtered rapidly. They were on the verge of breaking down, but how could they escape from the pursuit of the experts of the Dragon Palace? The following battle was one-sided. Wang Xian waved his arm, and the two ancient paintings and the golden dragon balls flew towards his hand. He looked at the two ancient paintings with sparkling eyes. Powerful spiritual treasures of the earth attribute. They were extremely powerful postnatal spiritual treasures. He waved his arm, and the 5 elements grindstone appeared in his hand. He swallowed the ancient paintings. Looking at the 2 golden dragon balls in his hand, he hesitated for a moment and did not absorb them. Around him, There were several postnatal spiritual treasures beside the corpses of the venerables. There were not many, but there were more than 20 of them. Most of them were of the 5 elements. They could be devoured by the 5 elements grindstone. In addition to these 2 unusually powerful ancient paintings, the 5 elements grindstone should be able to achieve a breakthrough. On the battlefield, the disciples of the 2 factions were being slaughtered rapidly. 10 minutes later, all the disciples of the ancient painting sect and the Heavenly Dragon clan were killed. Dragon King, we have finished them all. Prime Minister Turtle flew over with sparkling eyes. Bring half of the venerables of the Dragon Palace. We will make a trip to the lair of the ancient painting sect and the Heavenly Dragon clan, Wang Xian said plainly. Chapter 3194, Go. Above the Dragon Palace, Wang Xian led the 50 or so universe venerables of the Dragon Palace into the teleportation formation. In the next moment, their figures disappeared from the volcano region. This time, Wang Xian didn't even check the spoils of war. The ancient painting sect and the Heavenly Dragon race sent out almost all of their forces to attack. They wanted to destroy the Dragon Palace. Now, even if they killed all of their elites, they still had to slaughter their way over. Firstly, it was to completely destroy the 2 great forces. Secondly, it was for the treasures of the 2 great forces. Therefore, in order to prevent them from reacting in advance, Wang Xian had to charge over immediately. Buzz buzz buzz. Wang Xian and the rest appeared in front of the teleportation formation that connected the Dragon Palace to the Wangyin mainland. This time, the Willow Deity Baki formation and the others followed the Dragon Palace. All the peak combat power of the Dragon Palace followed them. Let's go to the Qingju trading firm's teleportation array. As Wang Xian spoke, he immediately flew towards the teleportation formation that the Qingju trading firm had set up. Hey! Is that a member of Dragon Palace? When Wang Xian and the rest flew towards the Dragon Palace, they were astonished. The Dragon Palace's counterattack and annihilation of the ancient painting sect and the Heavenly Dragon clan only took a dozen minutes. This prevented the news from spreading out. Wang Xian and the rest were fast. Soon, they arrived above the teleportation formation set up by the Qingju trading firm. There were powerhouses from the Qingju trading firm guarding this place. Moreover, because the ancient painting sect and the Celestial Dragon clan had already made their move, they had 5 universe supremacies here. Wang Xian swept his gaze across everyone in the Qingju Trading Company and squinted his eyes. Boom! In the next moment, an incomparably terrifying aura rushed downwards. All the disciples of the Qingju Trading Company who were below the supremacy level fell to the ground under this terrifying pressure. They bled from their orifices and died. When the 5 universe venerables sensed this vast pressure, their expressions changed drastically. Who is it? They flew out with gloomy expressions and growled in a low voice. However, before they could put up any resistance, a willow twig wrapped around them, binding them in an instant and pulling them up into the sky. Hiss, you. The 5 universe venerables from the Qingju Trading Company stared at Wang Xian and the rest in horror. Soul assimilation. With a wave of his arm, Wang Xian executed the soul assimilation technique. Wang Xian wouldn't believe that the Qingju Trading Company wasn't involved in their affairs. It was impossible for the Qingju Trading Company to coincidentally build such a huge teleportation array at this time. Cough cough, cough cough. The rank 2 universe venerable stared wide-eyed in shock. His pupils slowly slackened. Some information entered Wang Xian's mind, and his eyes turned cold. Soon, he obtained all the information. The Qingju Trading Company was not directly involved in this matter, but they were indirectly involved. They know everything. This teleportation array was constructed by the ancient painting sect. However, it was gifted to the Qingju Trading Company on the condition that the Qingju Trading Company would cover for them. The Qingju Trading Company did not reject this deal and happily agreed to it. In their opinion, if the ancient painting sect and the Heavenly Dragon tribe joined hands, they would definitely be able to destroy the Dragon Palace. Therefore, they cooperated with the 2 great forces. Wang Xian snorted. With a wave of his arm, a wave of energy swept towards them. No. The other 4 Qing State Trading Company universe venerables roared in fear. Let's go to the starry sky of the ancient painting sect. Wang Xian said plainly. The starry sky of the ancient painting sect didn't have a fixed name. Some called it the Dragon Sea, while others called it the Star River. The Dragon Sea was because of the divine dragon and the heavenly sea dragon palace. The Star River was because the strongest force there was the Star River clan, a primary race in the universe. The Star River clan was the strongest race in the universe in that starry sky. Even the heavenly dragon tribe was a far cry from them. It was rumored that the leader of the Star River clan possessed a universe level 4 combat power. As long as the Star River clan accumulated over 1 billion years, they might be able to advance to the intermediate level. Let's go. After killing the venerables of the Qingju Trading Company, Wang Xian flew towards the teleportation array below. After an hour, they arrived at the starry sky through the teleportation array. They appeared on a planet belonging to the Qingju Trading Company. This was a very prosperous planet. Yakshaw, bring the venom-horned dragon to understand the Qingju Trading Company. Collect the information and we will destroy it. Wang Xian ordered Yakshaw and Willow Deity. Since the Qingju Trading Company was involved in the plan to destroy the Dragon Palace, they would have to bear the revenge of the Dragon Palace. Yes, Dragon King. Leave it to me. Yakshaw and Willow Deity nodded their heads and led a Universe Level 1 Venerable to the front. Let's go to the Heavenly Dragon tribe first. Wang Xian continued. The Celestial Dragon clan lived in an incomparably vast ocean. Their lair was forbidden to other clans. Therefore, they had to destroy the Heavenly Dragon tribe first to prevent news of them from leaking out. The Heavenly Dragon tribe was located far away from here. However, the teleportation array in this starry sky was much more developed than the Milky Way. They entered the teleportation array and arrived at the nearest planet to the Heavenly Dragon tribe's lair in half an hour. Swish, swish, swish. Wang Xian and Willow Deity moved and flew towards the Heavenly Dragon tribe at a terrifying speed. An hour later, towering mountains appeared in their line of sight. Half of the mountains were in the ocean, while the other half was surrounded by clouds. They looked exceptionally majestic. The entire Heavenly Dragon tribe's lair was incomparably huge. In this starry sky, the Heavenly Dragon tribe's strength could be ranked in the top 3. The Heavenly Grotto Heaven where their lair was located was much better than the average forces. Let's go over. Wang Xian immediately flew forward. At the same time, the dragon might from his body shrouded the surroundings. With his current 8th Order God Emperor realm strength, he could rule over the wyverns and aquatic creatures that were lower than him. As Wang Xian flew over, all the aquatic creatures in the ocean below trembled as they crawled in the water, waiting for orders. The Heavenly Dragon tribe had over 100 million disciples. They were different from the Dragon Palace. They had risen to power over 1 billion years ago. Over the years, a large number of wyverns had multiplied, causing the Heavenly Dragon tribe to have a huge population. However, today was the day of the Heavenly Dragon tribe's extinction. Bring me to the center of the Heavenly Dragon tribe. Wang Xian could sense the thousands of Heavenly Dragon tribe disciples below him as he ordered. Yes, Dragon King. They answered respectfully and immediately flew forward. As they flew past the mountains, there were 9th Order God Emperor realm and peak wyverns that flew out to look at the group of invaders. However, they were easily killed by the members of the Dragon Palace. Chapter 3195, Sky Dragon Peak was the largest peak in the entire Dragon Palace. It was also the mountain peak where the Heavenly Dragon King of the Heavenly Dragon race resided. The entire mountain peak was incomparably huge. The words Heavenly Dragon Peak were carved on it, containing a boundless might. The entire celestial dragon race rose up in a very short period of time, and it was all because of the Celestial Dragon King that they were able to reach their current state. Wang Xian and the rest hovered above the Heavenly Dragon Peak, their eyes gleaming. I wonder what's the situation with Dragon King Tian now. Is he dead or has he escaped? It's a pity that the leader of a primary race in the universe is actually just a chess piece. Wang Xian murmured to himself. With a swift move, he flew towards the ground. Go check the surroundings and prevent the Heavenly Dragon Clan's experts from taking away the treasures here. In addition, Heavenly Array, go and investigate the divine nations here. Find the divine nations of the heavenly dragon clan's experts. He ordered them one by one. It's Dragon King. The group of Dragon Palace members nodded. Wang Xian made a move and landed in the ocean below. Below, there was a dragon palace. This was the dragon palace of the heavenly dragon race. The heavenly dragon palace looked almost the same as the heavenly sea dragon palace. He moved and forced his way in. Who dares to barge into the dragon palace? You're courting death. As soon as he entered the dragon palace, he heard a cold voice. A dozen figures immediately flew over. The leader was a level 1 universe venerable. Wang Xian looked over and waved his arm. Other than the universe supremacy, everyone else was killed. Soul assimilation. He stared at the wide-eyed heavenly dragon race universe supremacy and waved his arm, executing the soul-devouring technique. Buzz. A message was transmitted to Wang Xian's mind. After reading the message, he revealed a smile. He flew straight ahead. The layout of the entire Dragon Palace was almost the same as that of the Heavenly Sea Dragon Palace. However, compared to the Heavenly Sea Dragon Palace, it was much weaker. He flew all the way into the Dragon King Palace and came to the back of the throne. Over there was the treasury of the Heavenly Dragon Clan. As expected of the Heavenly Dragon Clan's treasury, as soon as Wang Xian entered, he immediately felt a surge of majestic energy rushing towards him. His eyes lit up as he revealed a scorching look. Although the Celestial Dragon Clan's foundation wasn't very deep, in the billions of years that they had risen to power, they had destroyed quite a few primary races in the universe. In addition, the divine dragon race loved to collect treasures. The treasures of the Celestial Dragon Clan were enormous. All kinds of pills, weapons, and treasures. With a wave of his arm, Wang Xian kept all of them into his pouch. After emptying the entire treasury, he went to the back. At the very end, there was also a dragon tomb. However, there weren't many dragon tombs inside, only 7 or 8. But those who could be buried here were all universe supremacies. Apart from some elixirs and weapons, the entire Dragon Palace is also a huge resource. Wang Xian mumbled to himself as he kept the lesser dragon bone of the heavenly dragon tribe. Hey! This is... At this moment, Wang Xian looked towards the deepest part of the mountain peak. There was an entrance there, and above the entrance, there was a big word forbidden. Forbidden? Wang Xian raised an eyebrow, hesitated for a moment, and came to the entrance. The entrance wasn't big, only about 4 meters wide. There was a stone door, and it was obvious that it didn't want others to enter. He looked inside with a hesitant expression. He walked to the stone door and pushed it hard. The strong resistance caused a look of surprise to appear in his eyes. Wang Xian's arm turned into a dragon claw and tore a big hole. Just as he opened the door, a creepy energy that sent chills down one's spine came from inside. One of the energy felt familiar to Wang Xian. Heaven-stealing meridian-changing? Forbidden art? Ancient sorcery? He mumbled to himself as he walked in. The entrance wasn't big, and there were 2 stone tables inside. One of the tables was empty, while the other table had a box about 1 meter wide. Wang Xian looked at the box, hesitated for a moment, and opened it. Kaka. When he opened the box, there was a sculpture inside. When he saw the sculpture, he was slightly taken aback. The upper body of the sculpture was that of a woman, while the lower body was that of a divine dragon. It was not hair on her head, but strands of venomous snakes that looked extremely cold and sinister. The eyes on the forehead of the sculpture were blood red, as though they possessed mysterious energy. Wang. Just as Wang Xian was staring at the sculpture, a strange energy suddenly rushed into his mind. He felt that he was surrounded by a large number of beautiful women with venomous snakes on their heads. They stuck out their tongues, revealed their sinister mouths, and devoured them directly. Wang Xian could feel his body being devoured bit by bit. Wang. At this time, a clear feeling came from his chest, and he woke up abruptly. He quickly opened his eyes and got rid of this creepy illusion. What's going on? Wang Xian looked at the sculpture in shock, and his eyes widened slightly. What? At this time, he suddenly exclaimed as he stared at his body in disbelief. Feeling the excruciating pain coming from his body, his expression changed slightly. At this moment, His body had lost a third of its original size. The flesh underneath was exposed. Could it be because of this creepy sculpture? She attacked me when I was sizing her up. The illusion I had just now wasn't an illusion. Wang Xian was astonished. Bam! He immediately closed the box, and his face was solemn. No wonder Dragon King Tian placed this thing here. It's really creepy, he murmured, and his eyes flickered. He kept it in his space ring, and was prepared to study it in front of the progenitor tree in the Dragon Palace. Otherwise, if it wasn't for the power of the progenitor tree, he would have been devoured unknowingly. After leaving the stone chamber, he flew out of the Dragon Palace. Dragon King. At this time, experts from the Dragon Palace flew over. How is it? Wang Xian looked at them and asked. The Heaven Array is still searching for the holy nations of the universe supremacies. We have already killed some other experts from the Heavenly Dragon Tribe. The Heavenly Dragon Tribe is completely annihilated. Lei Yiming and the rest said. Dragon King Tian isn't dead yet. We don't know where he is now. Let the Heaven Array search here first. We will head over to the ancient painting sect. Wang Xian pondered for a moment before speaking. To prevent the treasures of the ancient painting sect from being moved away by the surviving disciples, they had to rush over in advance. Yes, Dragon King. The group nodded. Their figures moved and immediately rushed towards the ancient painting sect's main camp. The ancient painting sect had tens of thousands of planets and countless disciples. The number of their sect was terrifying. Chapter 3196. Swish Swish Swish. Star Ink Map Galaxy. Star Ink Map Galaxy was what the ancient painting sect called the area within their territory. Tens of thousands of stars were gathered and each star was glowing brightly. From afar, it looked like a beautiful starry sky map. The ancient painting sect was different from the Heavenly Dragon race. The Heavenly Dragon race only had an ocean. They didn't have their own planet or people in their territory. The ancient painting sect was different. They were the human race, and the human race was one of the largest races in the universe. The ancient painting sects had trillions of citizens, and they had a deep foundation. Their experts were getting stronger and stronger generation after generation. It was a pity that they had offended the Dragon Palace. Today, the Star Ink Map Galaxy hadn't received news of the annihilation of their sect's experts. Even the ordinary disciples didn't know that the ancient painting sect had gone to the distant Milky Way to annihilate the Dragon Palace. What a dazzling starry sky! Wang Xian and the rest were flying in the Star Ink Map Galaxy as they looked at the dazzling starry sky ahead. The ancient painting sect has formed a strong legacy. Generation after generation, unless all the people are annihilated, it will be hard to destroy them completely. However, this is a devastating blow to the ancient painting sect. Almost all the universe supremacies were annihilated. Willow Deity said plainly. The ancient painting sect's base camp is on the ancient painting's planetary bridge. Let's go. As Wang Xian spoke, his eyes fell on the center of the galaxy. The ancient painting's planetary bridge was a huge bridge that connected a dozen planets and a dozen mountain ranges in the ancient painting sect. This was the headquarters of the ancient painting sect, and also the most flourishing place in the ancient painting sect. The ancient painting sect's sacred ground. Wang Xian and the rest were fast. Half an hour later, the majestic ancient painting's planetary bridge appeared in their sight. Seal the surroundings. Wang Xian looked at the sacred ground that connected the mountains to the planets and said, Yes, Dragon King. The group of 40 universe supremacies from the Dragon Palace moved and came to the sides of the ancient painting's planetary bridge. They stood in the void with a terrifying aura surging from them. Boom, boom, boom. In the next instant, waves of dragon power crushed towards the ancient painting's planetary bridge. Who dares to behave atrociously in our ancient painting sect? When the waves of might engulfed the area, 5 or 6 old men flew out from the center of the ancient painting. Their eyes were filled with terrifying killing intent. Behind the 5 or 6 elders, there were hundreds of young and middle-aged men. When they looked at Wang Xian and the group, their faces darkened. Whoosh! Wang Xian moved his body and came to the group of people at a terrifying speed. Numerous chains sealed off the surroundings. When the people from the ancient painting sect saw this, their pupils constricted. Who are you? The old man in the middle stared at Wang Xian with a solemn expression. He, Dragon King of Dragon Palace. Wang Xian smiled and introduced himself plainly. Dragon King. Upon hearing Wang Xian, the expressions of the few old men changed. I don't want to waste time. I came to inform you guys that your time of death has arrived. Your ancient painting sect is also going to be destroyed. As he spoke, the chains pierced towards them. Dragon King, please stop. We are from the Star River clan. An old man's expression changed drastically, and he immediately roared. Oh! When Wang Xian heard him, he raised an eyebrow and looked at the old man who spoke. Take out something to prove your identity and leave within 3 seconds. Otherwise, don't even think about leaving. A domineering voice entered the ears of the old man, and the expression of the old man changed drastically. Behind him, the few young men were infuriated. We are disciples of the Star River clan. Are you trying to threaten us? A young man couldn't help but bellow. Fart. However, as soon as he finished his sentence, a chain pierced through him. His eyes widened and a look of shock appeared on his face. If that's the case, all of you shall die. As Wang Xian spoke, the chains pierced through them instantly. Dragon King, we are from the Star River clan. Are you going to make an enemy out of us by killing us? The old man from the Star River clan was aghast as he roared immediately. He. I have already destroyed the ancient painting sect and the Heavenly Dragon clan. Why would I be afraid of the Star River clan? A puny disciple dares to be insolent in front of me? Wang Xian revealed a look of disdain. Fart. In the next moment, the chains pierced through their bodies. Soul assimilation. At the same time, he waved his arm. A rank 2 universe venerable from the ancient painting sect trembled slightly, and a message entered Wang Xian's mind. What are you doing? How dare you behave atrociously in our ancient painting sect? Cake, behave atrociously. Today, I shall exterminate all of you. Hong. Sounds of attacks could be heard, followed by screams. Everyone, kneel down. Don't think of escaping. Be obedient. Otherwise, I shall slaughter your entire ancient painting sect. 8-headed serpent's cold voice reverberated across the entire planet bridge. He did not conceal his killing intent at all. Who? At this moment, Wang Xian opened his eyes and revealed a cold expression. He swept his gaze across and kept the corpses. According to the memories of the old man, when the paragons from the ancient painting sect went to the Dragon Palace, they invited a few Star River clan paragons as guests to prevent any accidents from happening to their headquarters. This was mainly to intimidate some small fries. Kill all void third order god emperors and above. Wang Xian absorbed some memories. He opened his eyes and gave the order to kill. Since the ancient painting sect wanted to exterminate the Dragon Palace would not allow the ancient painting sect to rise from the ashes. Kill all void third order god emperors and above. As long as the inheritance of the ancient painting sect was severed, the ancient painting sect would cease to exist. Yes, Dragon King. Cake, the trash of the ancient painting sect wants to exterminate our Dragon Palace. Today, we shall end your inheritance. Everyone, kneel down. Void third order god emperors and above, come out and kill yourselves. Otherwise, we shall start a massacre. Orokai threatened with a stern face. They did not need to do anything. As long as the disciples of the ancient painting sect disobeyed, they would blow up a planet. It depended on whether you wanted to live or save other disciples. Wang Xian swept his gaze across the area before flying straight towards the bottom. According to the memories he had obtained, he had already determined the location of the ancient painting sect's treasury. Gulp. This. How could this be? Our ancient painting sect's experts were all killed. The Dragon Palace killed their way here. They actually killed their way here. They want to exterminate our entire ancient painting sect. On the planet bridge, countless disciples of the ancient painting sect trembled. Their faces were filled with horror. Chapter 3197. Due to unknown reasons, Sogu is unable to find us today. Dear readers, Please remember our domain name, Sea of Books, and find your way home. Kneel down. Didn't you hear what I said? Die if you don't kneel. Orochi's voice reverberated through the skies above the planet bridge. All of the ancient painting sect's disciples on the ancient paintings planet bridge revealed expressions of shock and bewilderment. However, when the attack that covered a radius of over 1,000,000 kilometers fell on them, and countless people screamed in pain, all the ancient painting sect's disciples were filled with fear. Their bodies trembled, and they quickly knelt on the ground. All Third Order God Emperor Realm experts and above, fly into the air and kill yourselves. I'll give you 10 seconds. If you don't come out in 10 seconds, I'll continue my slaughter until everyone on the ancient paintings bridge is dead. Orochi continued to speak when he saw the ancient painting sect's disciples kneeling in the air. How could this be? Third Order God Emperor Realm experts and above, kill yourselves. Everyone on the ancient painting of the planet's bridge trembled, their eyes filled with terror. Especially those Third Order God Emperor Realm experts and above. Their faces were filled with despair. They knew that their ancient painting sect had allied with the heavenly dragon race to destroy the Dragon Palace. However, they had never imagined that they would be completely annihilated. Now that the Dragon Palace's experts were here, and they wanted their Third Order God Emperor Realm experts and above to kill themselves, they wanted to destroy their ancient painting sect. It's over, our ancient painting sect is finished. Ha ha ha, surrender. Kill yourselves. Some of the Third Order God Emperor Realm experts and above flew into the air and spoke with a mournful expression. The ancient painting sect's experts were killed. If they did not want everyone to die, they had to kill themselves. They flew into the air and slapped their own heads. The 10 seconds are up. There are still some people who aren't coming out. Since that's the case, let's bury more of them. Orochi's gaze swept across the area below, and he attacked. You bunch of cruel bastards, you bunch of inhumane bastards. Our ancient painting sect isn't afraid of you. We don't have any cowards. At this moment, a young man raised his head and looked up. His face was filled with anger and his eyes were bloodshot. Since you're not afraid, then all of you can die. Mo Sha said coldly. With a wave of his arm, he launched an attack at the spot beside the young man. In an instant, numerous screams rang out. When the young man saw this, his body trembled violently. Aren't you afraid of death? Very well, then all of you shall die. Yamata no Orochi roared with a murderous look on his face, ready to continue his attack. No. An old man flew out and hurriedly stopped them. Don't want it. But that kid said there wasn't a single coward in the ancient painting sect. Ha ha ha, old thing. Go and kill that kid. He said coldly. His words caused the young man's face to instantly turn pale. All right. Without any hesitation, the old man charged towards the young man. No. The young man roared in despair. At this time, all the experts above the Third Order God Emperor realm flew out from the ancient painting. If you start a war, you have to bear the consequences of losing the war. Willow deity looked over and said. There are many treasures in the ancient painting sect. Wang Xian entered their treasury, and his eyes shone brightly. He left everything outside to Lei Yiming, Bhe, and Willow deity. He only needed to keep the treasures. However, just as Wang Xian was collecting the treasures, while Bhe and the rest were killing the experts above the Third Order God Emperor realm from the ancient painting sect, in this part of the starry sky. News regarding the Dragon Palace spread out in the starry sky of the galaxy. At the same time, news from the Milky Way arrived. The Heavenly Dragon clan of the ancient painting sect went to the Milky Way to attack the Dragon Palace, but was killed by the Dragon Palace. Not a single one was spared. The Dragon King of the Dragon Palace led the experts to the Heavenly Dragon clan. Now, the Heavenly Dragon clan has been completely annihilated. Now, the experts of the Dragon Palace are at the headquarters of the ancient painting sect. The Dragon Palace wants to kill all the experts above the Third Order God Emperor realm. The three pieces of news instantly caused an uproar in the starry sky of the galaxy. The ancient painting sect and the Heavenly Dragon clan were famous superpowers in the starry sky of the galaxy. Now that these two superpowers were annihilated, it was undoubtedly a huge earthquake. Seeing this news, everyone's face revealed a look of shock, and there was a lot of discussion. They were especially shocked by the strength of the Dragon Palace. The Milky Way Dragon Palace and the Divine Dragon lineage were actually so powerful. Just as the 3 pieces of news spread, another piece of news caused an uproar. 3 universe paragons from the Star River clan were guests at the ancient painting sect, and they were killed by the Dragon King of the Dragon Palace. When everyone received this news, they were immediately in an uproar. The Star River clan was the strongest superpower in this part of the starry sky. The Star River clan patriarch was suspected to have the strength of a 4th-order universe paragon. Moreover, the number of universe paragons in the entire galaxy had reached a terrifying number of over 300. But the Dragon King of the Dragon Palace actually dared to kill the universe paragons from the Star River clan. Was this a provocation? Especially when the disciples of the Star River clan saw this news, they were infuriated. The entire starry sky of the galaxy was stirred up because of the arrival of the Dragon Palace. At the same time, this news rapidly spread to the Star River clan. An incomparably vast river traversed the starry sky, and the river shone with 7-colored radiance. Beside the river, there was a majestic shrine. Reporting to the 3rd elder, the life tokens of the 3 elders have been shattered. They have indeed fallen. This was done by the Dragon Palace's Dragon King. An old man respectfully reported in a temple located in the center. Yes, I have already reported to the patriarch. He will be here soon. The 3rd elder, who was holding a huge staff, nodded and said with a frown. Although the Star River clan had many universe paragons, the death of every single one of them was a huge matter. Especially this time, 3 universe paragons had fallen. This matter was already a huge matter for the Star River clan. The patriarch had to personally handle it. When the 3rd elder's words landed, a figure appeared in the sky. Above the figure was a round scarlet sun that floated, emitting a terrifying pressure. Greetings, patriarch. Within the shrine, a dozen figures immediately bowed respectfully. Yes, give me all the information. The scarlet sun emitted a red radiance that covered the face of the Star River clan's patriarch as he said solemnly, "Yes." The old man below immediately handed over a set of information. The rest of the experts quietly lowered their heads and did not speak. Chapter 3198, The Dragon Palace's Dragon King is looking down on us. In a palace in the middle of the Rainbow River, a figure with a red sun above his head looked at the information handed to him by his clansmen and commented plainly. Clan leader, according to the information we received, Elder San Yuan was still killed when he reported our Xinjiang clan's name. The Dragon Palace's Dragon King did not care about us at all. Elder San, who was holding a huge staff, had a cold expression. The Dragon Palace is not as simple as the information says. They were able to wipe out 150 universe supremacies from the ancient painting sect and the Heavenly Dragon clan. This has already proven their strength. They either have a rank 4 universe supremacy or an extremely powerful spiritual treasure. Xinjiang clan leader with a red sun above his head said slowly as he leaned back slightly. Clan leader, are we just going to let this go? A few old men said unwillingly. Let it go. Of course not. So what if they are rank 4 universe supremacies? We can go meet the Dragon Palace's Dragon King. The Dragon Palace has to pay a price for this matter. As Xinjiang clan leader spoke, the red sun above his head released streams of flames. He stood up and disappeared instantly. I'll handle this matter. A voice resounded in the palace and the group of old men bowed respectfully. Xinjiang clan leader vanished in the teleportation array of the Xinjiang clan. There are many treasures in the ancient painting sect's treasure vault too. It's no less than the Heavenly Dragon clan. At this moment, Wang Xian was looking at the large amount of resources in the treasure vault of the ancient painting sect with an excited look on his face. Although the ancient painting sect was much weaker than the Heavenly Dragon clan, their foundation was much stronger than the Heavenly Dragon clans. Other than that, the ancient painting sect had many disciples and citizens, so they had collected a lot of resources. In the treasure vault of the ancient painting sect, the overall resources were more than the Heavenly Dragon clan. All sorts of divine herbs, elixir pills, and divine equipment were kept. The Dragon Palace had collected too many resources this time. When the heavenly array returned, they would be able to find the sect leader and the other universe supremacies. After collecting all the resources, the Dragon Palace's strength would increase tremendously. Just as Wang Xian was searching for treasures according to the memories in his mind, a figure stepped through the void in front of the ancient painting of the planet bridge and flew over at a terrifying speed. From afar, this figure looked extremely majestic. It was at least 10,000 zhong tall, and it was covered in flame divine armor. It was filled with might. The most shocking thing was the humongous flaming star hovering above his head. The blazing star was the blazing star that was the world. With the crimson sun above his head, he was like an ancient god that had come from ancient times, ruling over the world. When this voice arrived, it immediately attracted the attention of the Dragon Palace members around the ancient painting of the planet bridge. They narrowed their eyes when they saw the towering figure walking through the void. Supremacies 2. Willow deity squinted his eyes at the Star River Patriarch and said, "Clan leader. That is the Star River clan's patriarch, Exalt End Yang. Xing king to supremacies Xing people dragon clan leader dragon to dragon clan leader dragon is. Will Xinjiang clan leader annihilate everyone in the Dragon Palace?" On the ancient painting planet's bridge, all the ancient painting sect's disciples saw this majestic figure and immediately recognized him. They were filled with anticipation. They hoped that Venerable Mo Yang and Xinjiang clan leader could annihilate everyone in the Dragon Palace. Kill all of them. Dragon King of the Dragon Palace, come out now. Xinjiang clan leader stopped in the void and swept his gaze across all the experts in the Dragon Palace. His cold voice reverberated across the entire planet bridge. Who summoned our Dragon King? Lei Yiming stared at Xinjiang clan leader and questioned coldly. Huh. At the same time, Wang Xian, who had just come out from the treasure vault of the ancient painting sect, was stunned by the voice. He looked to the starry sky and squinted his eyes when he saw the majestic figure. Venerable Mo Yang? Xinjiang clan leader? Wang Xian recalled some information he had read when he saw Venerable Mo Yang. He moved and the unbeginning sacred wings appeared behind him as he stared at Venerable Mo Yang. Dragon King of the Dragon Palace? Xinjiang clan leader looked at Wang Xian and asked coldly. I wonder why the dignified Xinjiang clan leader is looking for me. Wang Xian took a glance at Kai Yang above his head and squinted his eyes. Why are you asking when you already know the answer? If you don't give us an explanation today, I'll have to ask for an explanation myself. As Xinjiang clan leader spoke, a faint murderous aura gushed out from him. Explanation? The disciples of the Xinjiang clan are courting death. Is this explanation enough? Wang Xian looked at him and smirked. Wang Xian wasn't afraid of the Xinjiang clan. According to the information, the strongest expert in the Xinjiang clan, Venerable Mo Yang, was also the leader of the Xinjiang clan. He possessed the strength of a rank 4 universe venerable. He was also the only rank 4 universe venerable in the Xinjiang clan. The Dragon Palace had nothing to fear from a rank 4 venerable realm force. This was also the reason why he dared to kill the experts of the Xinjiang clan. Haha, great. How domineering, Dragon King. Let me have a taste of your strength today. Xinjiang clan leader's eyes gleamed coldly as he made his move instantly. Boom. The next moment, he dashed towards Wang Xian like a flaming meteorite. Hee. Wang Xian stared at Xinjiang clan leader with a cold gaze. He flapped his unbeginning saint wings and vanished in a flash. When he reappeared, he was already behind Xinjiang clan leader. What a fast speed. At this moment, Xinjiang clan leader's expression changed. Kai Yang, defend. He let out a deep roar. Kai Yang, which was as bright as the sun, rained down countless flaming waterfalls to defend his back. Divine Dragon Shadow. When Wang Xian saw Kai Yang lowering his defense, he waved his arm slightly. In the sky above, a shadow of a saintly dragon appeared and attacked Kai Yang. Rumble, rumble, rumble. The divine dragon shadow landed on Kai Yang and let out a terrifying collision sound. Kai Yang's entire body sank downward slightly. Dragon Claw. At this moment, Wang Xian flapped his unbeginning saint wings and came to the right of Xinjiang clan leader instantly. The dragon claw struck at Xinjiang clan leader. Great Sun. Xinjiang clan leader's expression changed slightly. He clenched his fist and punched at the dragon claw. A sun appeared between his fist and met the dragon claw head-on. Rumble, rumble, rumble. Terrifying collisions resounded and waves of air dispersed to the surroundings. Courting death. How dare you challenge our Dragon King? Willow deity and the rest looked over and were ready to strike. Haha, there's no need for that. I'll teach Xinjiang clan leader a lesson. Wang Xian laughed and stopped Willow deity and the rest from striking. Chapter 3199. After Wang Xian stopped Willow deity and the rest from attacking, he lifted his head and let out a dragon roar. He transformed into a 30,000-meter-long dragon. A powerful dragon aura swept towards Xinjiang chief. Divine dragon? A purebred divine dragon? Xinjiang chief narrowed his eyes when he saw Wang Xian's body. A terrifying aura spread and the radiant divine dragon would look exactly the same as the legendary divine dragon if it wasn't for that creepy pair of wings. Even so, he could still feel the pressure from Wang Xian that came from a pinnacle bloodline. Dragon's Tomb. Wang Xian transformed into a divine dragon and lifted his head. The horrifying power of law in the sky began to swirl and condense into a dragon's tomb. The dragon's tomb blasted towards Kai Yang. Huh! Xinjiang chief's expression changed when he sensed the horrifying attack. However, the surface area of the Kai Yang above his head was too huge. The other party's attack also covered a huge area and it was impossible to dodge. Explosive. He let out a deep roar and pillars of fire erupted from the sky above the Kai Yang and blasted towards the dragon's tomb. At this time, Wang Xian appeared in front of Xinjiang chief with his horrifying speed. He waved his dragon claws and clawed at him. Xinjiang chief was 10,000 feet tall and had a similar length of 20 to 30,000 meters. Seeing Wang Xian attacking him, he made a circle in the void. Boom, boom, boom. A series of fiery explosions were heard and blasted towards Wang Xian. Swish. But at this moment, Wang Xian's figure swayed and dodged the attack with ease. He came to the back of Xinjiang chief. The dragon's tail lashed out at him. Bam! The speed was comparable to a rank 5 universe venerable. Xinjiang chief couldn't react in time and a huge force landed on his body. Bam! His entire body was sent flying into the void. A large amount of lava flowed down from the scarlet sun above his head and landed on his body, quickly healing his injuries. That's it. Xinjiang chief. Wang Xian let out a low roar and charged over again. Sensing Wang Xian's horrifying attack, Xinjiang clan leader's expression changed drastically. No wonder your dragon palace could annihilate the ancient painting sect and the heavenly dragon clan. It turns out that you, Dragon King, have such strength. However, you're dreaming if you want to defeat me. Clan leader Xinjiang roared, raised his head, and opened his mouth. Buzz. The scarlet sun in the sky slowly shrank and flew into his mouth. Boom. When Kai Yang completely entered his body, an extremely terrifying flame erupted from his body. The flames burned everything within a radius of over 100 million kilometers. Anyone who stepped into his area would be indiscriminately attacked by these flames. Chimph, I'll give it a try then. Dragon soaring clouds. Wang Xian's eyes were cold. With a shake of his body, the entire void was shrouded by clouds and mist. Xinjiang Patriarch's face changed when he saw that his line of sight was blocked. Bam! Oh no! At this moment, he felt a terrifying sense of danger coming from behind him. This caused his expression to change slightly, and he waved his hand behind him. His entire arm contained an incomparably dense law power. Bam! However, his speed was still a lot slower. The dragon claw landed on his shoulder, tearing a huge wound. Law of Dharma form, fire arrow. Xinjiang Patriarch's face changed slightly. He raised his hands, and the flames condensed into arrows, blasting in all directions. Rumble, rumble, rumble. The bombardment came from all directions without any blind spots. When he sensed that there was resistance coming from a place, he moved. Sun fist. Rumble, rumble, rumble. He waved his huge fist, and a terrifying flaming fist that was as bright as the sun attacked Wang Xian. Buzz. Wang Xian's figure flickered, flapping his huge unbeginning saint wings, and dodged the attacks rapidly. Demigods, 8 divisions. Blast. He let out a deep roar, and 8 shadows of divine dragons appeared in all directions, attacking Xingjiang Patriarch. I'm no match for him. Sensing the attacks coming from all directions, Xingjiang Patriarch's face changed slightly. When he fought with the Dragon King, it was hard for his attacks to hit the other party, but he couldn't dodge the other party's attacks. If he continued to fight, he would be defeated miserably. His expression changed, and the shadow of a great sun slowly wrapped around him. Rumble, rumble, rumble. The 8 shadows of divine dragons landed on the shadow of the sun, and a terrifying collision occurred. The shadow of the sun began to crumble gradually. This made Xingjiang Patriarch's face change again. Bam, bam, bam. At this moment, he sensed a horrifying dragon claw coming at him. Fut, fut, fut. The dragon claw landed on his body, and a large amount of blood flowed out. The destructive power fell on his body, and his expression changed drastically. Xingjiang Patriarch gritted his teeth, and flew to the void ahead. He was no match for the Dragon King, and he wanted to escape. Trying to escape. Wang Xian sensed that he wanted to escape, and a cold look flashed in his eyes. But at this moment, Xingjiang Patriarch suddenly opened his mouth, and spat out a bloody Kai Yang. He moved his body, and entered the Kai Yang. The humongous Kai Yang streaked across the sky, leaving a trail behind. Ha! Beside him, Willow Deity did not hesitate, and attacked the Kai Yang with willow thorns. But when the willow thorns touched the Kai Yang, they withered immediately. Wang Xian looked at his escaping figure, and raised his eyebrows slightly. But he did not continue to chase. A patriarch of a powerful force would definitely have some tricks up his sleeves. Just like the Kai Yang, which was a horrifying spiritual treasure. Even if Wang Xian gave it his all, it would be hard to kill him. At this moment, he also understood that the enemies he would encounter in the future would only get stronger, and the enemies he would encounter might have the ability to fight beyond their level. If he escaped, so be it. He murmured. Since the start of the battle, he had never thought of keeping the other party here. This Xingjiang Patriarch escaped with severe injuries. That Dragon King is so strong. SSS, that Dragon King is so strong. Even Venerable Mo Yang is no match for him. Who else in our Star River galaxy can be a match for the Dragon King? It's over. Our ancient painting sect is finished. On the ancient painting planet bridge, all the disciples of the ancient painting sect saw this, and their faces were filled with despair. Even the strongest expert in their Star River galaxy wasn't a match for the Dragon King. Their ancient painting sect would never be able to make a comeback. From today onwards, their ancient painting sect would become history. Their last hope was extinguished, and their faces were filled with despair. Dragon King, the patriarch of the Xingjiang clan, isn't weak, especially that spiritual treasure in his hand. Willow Deity flew towards Wang Xian and said, "Yeah, he's strong, and so is his spiritual treasure. We don't have to care about the Xingjiang clan. We have already collected the treasures of the ancient painting sect. Once the heaven array arrives, we will find the cosmos god nation of the ancient painting sect." Wang Xian said plainly. Chapter 3200. Wang Xian was not prepared to start a war with the Xingjiang clan. This time, the Xingjiang clan leader's probing attack had given him a better understanding of the Dragon Palace's strength. They would never dare to attack the Dragon Palace again. The Dragon Palace was not prepared to continue the war. Having just annihilated 2 major forces, the Dragon Palace needed to consolidate and improve. Wang Xian and the rest flew to a palace on the ancient painting planet bridge and waited for news from the heaven array. Just as they were waiting, the battle between the Xingjiang clan leader, Venerable End Yang, and the Dragon King of the Dragon Palace shook the entire Xingjiang galaxy. Especially when the Dragon King of the Dragon Palace defeated the Xingjiang clan leader. The Xingjiang clan leader, Venerable End Yang, is the strongest expert here. The only rank 4 universe Venerable was defeated by the Dragon King. I heard that Venerable End Yang escaped with serious injuries. No wonder the Dragon Palace could annihilate the Heavenly Dragon Clan and the ancient painting sect. Their strength is too terrifying. The divine dragon lineage. The Dragon Palace has a purebred divine dragon. The Dragon King is also a very powerful divine dragon. The Heavenly Dragon clan can't be compared to a true divine dragon. Too strong. No wonder the Dragon King of the Dragon Palace dared to kill the venerable of the Xinjiang clan. They have the strength. On the Universe AI, countless people were discussing. At this moment, the people of the Xinjiang clan fell silent. They had not expected their clan leader to be defeated by the Dragon King of the Dragon Palace. At this moment, in the Qingju Trading Company. The Qingju Trading Company was the largest trading company in this galaxy, with more than a dozen universe venerables. However, after the Dragon Palace annihilated 5 of them, there were only about 10 left. When they learned that the Heavenly Dragon clan, ancient painting sect, and their venerables had been annihilated, they were horrified. Especially when they learned that the Xinjiang clan leader was defeated by the Dragon King of the Dragon Palace. Without any hesitation, they brought all their experts and treasures and hid in a very secluded place. In fact, the Qingju Trading Company was prepared to flee to another void after the Dragon Palace had left. The huge change in the Qingju Trading Company did not attract much attention in this chaotic galaxy. However, what the Qingju Trading Company didn't know was that there were already outsiders among their group of supremacies. Their every move was also under surveillance. Dragon King. At the bridge of the planet in the ancient painting, heavenly formation rushed over from the heavenly dragon race's side, revealing a smile. Continue searching for the cosmos god nations of the ancient painting sect. Wang Xian instructed him. It's Dragon King. The heavenly formation nodded. He took out some blood from the ancient painting sect's supreme experts and began to investigate the location of their divine nations. Finding the divine nation was not easy, and it took a long time. In the next 10 hours, the Heaven Array finally found 90% of the Cosmos God nations. There were also some Cosmos God nations that could not be found due to the distance or other reasons. Even so, the Cosmos God kingdoms that they found all contained vast amounts of resources. After all, this was the accumulation of a universe venerable for hundreds of millions of years. Even if it wasn't as good as their sect's treasury, there were still many precious items inside. Let's go back. How's the situation with the venom-horned dragon? Wang Xian asked Yamata Demonshaw and the rest. Dragon King, they are now residing in the bodies of the universe venerables of the Qingju Trading Company. Now, all the elites of the trading company are hiding in a secret place. We can kill our way there directly. Yamata Demonshaw replied immediately. All right. Willow Deity, bring them to destroy the Qingju Trading Company. I'll make a trip to the Heavenly Dragon race. Wang Xian instructed immediately. After we destroy them, all of you come to the Heavenly Dragon race. Yes, Dragon King. Willow Deity and the rest nodded. Wang Xian separated from them and flew towards the Heavenly Dragon race again. This time, he was going back for no other reason than to build a dragon palace. As long as he built a dragon palace there, it would be much more convenient for the dragon palace to travel to the Milky Way. Moreover, the resources in the Milky Way could no longer keep up with the development of the dragon palace. Perhaps it wouldn't be long before the dragon palace shifted the main dragon palace over here. Wang Xian was very fast. After 10 hours, he arrived at the Heavenly Dragon race. Now, there was not a single disciple in the base camp of the Heavenly Dragon race. For the time being, no one dared to step foot in the entire ocean. Wang Xian came to the Dragon Palace of the Heavenly Dragon race, kept it, and built a dragon palace with the system. When the Dragon Palace was completed, Willow Deity and Yamata Demonshaw sent a message. The Qingju Trading Company had been destroyed. The destruction of the Qingju Trading Company represented the end of this war. From the Qingju Trading Company, the Dragon Palace once again received a lot of resources. As a trading company, the Qingju Trading Company also possessed a considerable amount of treasures. The news of the destruction of the Qingju Trading Company quickly spread across the Galaxy River. This news once again caused quite a commotion. In a short period of time, the Heavenly Dragon race, the ancient painting sect, and the Qingju Trading Company were destroyed. The Dragon Palace announced their strength in a domineering manner. The destruction of the three primary races of the universe struck fear into the hearts of all the forces in the Galaxy River. There were even people who identified the Dragon Palace as the strongest force. A powerful existence that surpassed the Galaxy River clan. The divine dragon roared in the sky again. Perhaps they should call this place Dragon Roaring Starry Sky. Just as everyone in the Galaxy River was discussing, a large number of resources were displayed in the Dragon King Hall within the Dragon Palace. Dragon King, we have harvested 167 Universe Venerable corpses. Among them, there are 7 Rank 3 Universe Venerables and 135 Cosmos God Nations. The rest of the treasures are uncountable. As for the corpses below the Venerable level, there are even more. There are a total of 4 million Void God Emperor corpses. Prime Minister Turtle reported to Wang Xian with blazing eyes. This time, the Dragon Palace had obtained too many resources. It was no exaggeration to say that it could double the strength of the Dragon Palace. Just the corpses and God Nations alone could create more than 200 Universe Venerables in the Dragon Palace. Not to mention the massive amount of resources. Very good. Next, let's distribute the spoils of war. Also, send some people to guard the Dragon Palace in the Galaxy River Starry Sky. Wang Xian revealed a smile and his eyes were shining. Yes, Dragon King. Prime Minister Turtle and the group of leaders responded immediately. Their faces were filled with excitement. Wang Xian waved his hand and was ready to check the spoils of war. This time, other than the ordinary rewards, he had a taboo item with him. There were also some treasures obtained from the Heavenly Sea Dragon Palace. At this time, he suddenly noticed some changes at the progenitor tree. Chapter 3201. In just a few days, the progenitor tree had saved Wang Xian twice. The first time was the horrifying and bizarre forbidden art, heaven-stealing meridian switching. The second time was when he looked directly at the creepy sculpture. Both attacks were very strange, and they almost killed him. However, the progenitor tree had absorbed the forbidden art and half of the Heavenly Sea Dragon King's dragon soul at the Heavenly Sea Dragon Palace. At this moment, beside the ancestral tree's soul-returning wood branch was a black branch. This black branch had a series of symbols on it that looked extremely creepy. And on the branch of the soul-returning wood, there was a golden fruit. The golden fruit was in the shape of a dragon. Wang Xian walked over to take a look at the black branch. His eyes lit up when he saw the fruit. Golden divine dragon fruit, and it's on the soul-returning embryo. Can it revive a metal-attributed divine dragon? He mumbled to himself. After some hesitation, he walked over and plucked it. Feeling the power of the fruit, he moved and came to the front of the dragon transformation pool. Golden divine dragon embryo fruit. If I add the dragon bones of a metal-attributed divine dragon, I should be able to create a golden dragon. Wang Xian pondered. With a wave of his arm, the dragon bones in the mother nest flew out. There were more than 100 dragon bones, all of which belonged to universe supremacies when they were alive. Among them, there were more than a dozen dragon bones that belonged to purebred golden dragons. These dragon skeletons contained a tremendous amount of pressure. He waved his arm and threw the dozen golden dragon bones into the dragon transformation pool. At the same time, the golden embryo fruit landed around the dozen golden dragon bones. These dozen golden dragon bones could have the fighting strength of more than a dozen universe supremacies. Hopefully, I can nurture a purebred golden dragon. Wang Xian mumbled to himself. Purebred divine dragons could fight opponents 3 ranks higher than them. In the Dragon Palace, there were many dragons that could fight opponents 3 ranks higher than them. There was one reason why purebred divine dragons were so precious. It was because of the purity of their bloodline. For example, imperial dragon species, spike dragon species, and other peak-level dragon species, they were all the offspring of purebred divine dragons and other powerful bloodline creatures. In other words, due to the purebred divine dragon bloodline and the mutation, they were powerful existences. The birth of such a dragon was difficult to replicate. At the peak of the divine dragon clan, the number of imperial dragons and berserk dragons did not exceed 10,000. In the past, thousands of berserk dragons could form a terrifying army of the Dragon Palace. If it weren't for the Zerg's technology, The Dragon Palace wouldn't have been able to produce a pinnacle dragon so easily. Purebred divine dragons were very important to the Dragon Palace because if they wanted to mutate other peak dragon species, they would need the bloodline of purebred divine dragons. Currently, the Dragon Palace only had 2 purebred divine dragons, the Thunder Dragon and the Wind Divine Dragon. If a golden dragon was born, it would be of great benefit to the Dragon Palace. I hope it's a surprise. After taking a look at the dragon transformation pool, Wang Xian moved and came to the dragon throne. Behind the dragon throne, the progenitor tree was emitting faint radiance, making Wang Xian feel as though he was in a mystical realm. Suddenly, he thought of a figure. With a wave of his arm, a female snake landed in the center of the Dragon King Palace. When the female snake appeared, she was shocked to see her surroundings. When she saw Wang Xian, she was in awe. "Greetings, Dragon King." She bowed her body and immediately paid her respects. What treasures did you obtain in the Dragon King Palace of the Heavenly Sea Dragon Palace? Wang Xian looked at the female snake and asked. "Dragon King, I entered a treasure vault in the Dragon King Palace and obtained many treasures. Please take a look." As she spoke, she waved her arm and placed some divine medicine and equipment at the side. Just by looking at the bottles of divine medicines, one could tell that they were very valuable. Those equipment were also very powerful. 2 of them were even acquired spiritual treasures. Other than these, there was also a glove with a huge golden claw. The golden claw seemed to be made of dragon claws. To be able to wear it on one's hand, it was also an exceptionally powerful acquired spiritual treasure. Is that all? Wang Xian swept his gaze across and asked with flickering eyes. Yes, Dragon King. When I entered the Dragon King Palace, I could only take these things out. Some of them are too powerful for me to touch. Moreover, I discovered that the Heavenly Sea Dragon King is not dead yet. The female snake replied immediately. Your bloodline isn't weak. How did you end up like this? Don't you have any tribesmen? Wang Xian nodded his head, looked at the female snake, and asked curiously. Based on his senses, the female snake's bloodline was very pure. At the very least, she could fight someone of a higher level. In this universe, there was a watershed. The universe was not fair. Some races were born strong. Experts with strong bloodlines and physiques were of great help to cultivation. Later on, some experts made some simple classifications. Races with bloodlines and physiques that could fight someone of a higher level could reach the intermediate level of the universe as long as they developed steadily and possessed powerful spells. Races with bloodlines and physiques that could fight someone of a higher level could reach the level of advanced races in the universe as long as they developed steadily and possessed powerful spells. Races with bloodlines and physiques that could fight someone of a higher level could reach the level of advanced races in the universe. This was the strength of bloodlines and physiques. The female snake's bloodline power was very strong. She could fight someone of a higher level. However, she looked miserable. Once, she was chased by a supremacy of the universe. The other time, she was chased by other demonic beasts. I escaped from my race. The female snake lowered her head slightly and spoke with some reluctance. Wang Xian nodded his head and did not probe further. Do you want to leave or stay in the Dragon Palace? Wang Xian asked her. I'll stay in the Dragon Palace. It's too dangerous outside. The female snake replied meekly. She was almost killed twice. She was completely terrified. All right. Wang Xian nodded his head and instructed Roving Girl beside him, bring her around the area. Yes, Dragon King. Roving Girl nodded her head and flew to the side of the female snake. Wang Xian swept his gaze across the treasures. With a flick of his palm, a box appeared in his hand. A taboo item of the heavenly dragon race. After hesitating for a moment, Wang Xian waved his arm and the branch of the Fuchang tree and soul-returning wood landed on him. The Fuchang tree and soul-returning wood were targeted at the soul. They should be able to withstand this mysterious taboo item. Wang Xian opened the box and looked at the creepy sculpture inside. The mysterious sculpture exuded a strange energy. Wang Xian landed on the dragon tail of the lower half of the sculpture. Suddenly, he felt a familiar bloodline power. He was shocked. This dragon tail was forged with the blood of a purebred divine dragon. Dragon King. At this moment, the female snake, who had been brought away by roving girl, walked over. She looked at the sculpture in Wang Xian's hand with shock and astonishment. "Ha! Why are you here?" Wang Xian looked at her and raised his eyebrows. "Dragon King, I sensed a strong attraction force. Hence, I'm here to take a look." The female snake spoke as she looked at the sculpture. Chapter 3202, Golden Dragon and Succubus Dragon Down O? This statue is extremely attractive to you. Wang Xian Ari looked at Snake Lady and raised his eyebrows. "Yes, Dragon King. This statue is extremely attractive and oppressive to me. The image of this statue is very similar to our creator." Snake Lady's expression changed as she spoke. "Creator?" Wang Xian was shocked when he heard her. Creator. This was the first time he had heard such a powerful title. What kind of existence would dare to call themselves creator? Yes. According to the records of the snake charmers, we were created by the creator. The creator is an omnipotent existence. She has a human body and a dragon tail. She is the supreme existence and the strongest ancestral sorcerer in the universe. She created the snake charmers and bestowed life upon us. Snake Lady said respectfully. Ancestral sorcerer? Wang Xian squinted his eyes when he heard her. The sorcerers were an extremely powerful and heaven-defying lineage. They were unconventional scientists. They researched on arrays, crafty arts, bloodline and physique. However, the sorcerers could be divided into two directions. The first was the direction of arrays. The second was the direction of bloodline and physique. Arrays were the current direction of the heavenly array. As for bloodline and physique, they were more inclined towards close combat. They used powerful and bizarre sorcery to modify their bloodline and even their bodies. They could transfer the limbs of powerful existences to themselves. They could turn themselves into a terrifying monster. In order to pursue ultimate combat power, some sorcerers even attached the limbs of various powerful creatures to their own bodies. The ancestral sorcerer was the pinnacle of the sorcerers. The strength of the ancestral sorcerer was equivalent to that of the universe dominator. If one were to say that the snake charmers were created by our ancestral sorcerer, it was possible. It was not impossible for a powerful ancestral sorcerer to create a race that could fight beyond their level through their powerful abilities. A statue shouldn't be so bizarre. Now that I have the combat power of a rank 4 universe supremacy, it's hard for a statue to kill a rank 4 universe supremacy without anyone noticing. Wang Xian's eyes flickered. Although our ancestral sorcerer was terrifying, a statue of the snake charmers shouldn't possess such bizarre abilities. Heavenly array. Wang Xian hesitated for a moment before transmitting his voice to the heavenly array. Dragon King. Soon, the heavenly array flew over and bowed to Wang Xian. Take a look and see if this thing is a powerful magic tool. As Wang Xian spoke, he lifted the statue in his hand. Tianjin looked over and narrowed his eyes. His eyes shone brightly. In a flash, he came before Wang Xian and touched it with his hand. Dragon King, this might not be a sculpture, nor is it a sorcery artifact. Tianjin said solemnly. Then what is this? Wang Xian looked at him in shock. This might be a corpse. Tianjin said with a thoughtful look on his face, I've seen something similar in a sorcerer's information. The path of cultivation for sorcerers with blood meridians is to strengthen themselves, to forge their bodies into the most powerful and bizarre existence. When a wizard with a bloodline or physique dies, their corpses are the most powerful wizard artifacts. This statue must be a corpse. Tianjin's face was filled with certainty as he spoke. It's actually a corpse. No wonder it's so strange. Wang Xian was slightly surprised as he sized it up carefully. A surge of energy entered the statue and he could sense the dragon blood and other energies within. Is this the body that the ancestor sorcerer modified himself? Even though he's dead, the energy within hasn't disappeared. As Wang Xian spoke, his eyes shone brightly. Moreover, was the ancestor sorcerer completely dead? This was extremely strange. Wang Xian's eyes shone as he looked at the black branch on the progenitor tree behind him. That black branch was formed by the forbidden art, heaven stealing and meridian switching. Now, this branch also possessed the ability to heaven stealing and meridian switching. Suddenly, an idea popped into his mind. Should I let the members of the dolphin clan give it a try? Wang Xian hesitated for a moment before deciding to give it a try. Even if the members of the dolphin clan died, they could still be revived. However, if he succeeded, the Dragon Palace might give birth to a powerful dragon. After all, this was the bloodline and physique of the ancestor sorcerer. Prime Minister Turtle, get a member of the dolphin clan to conduct an experiment. Let her come to the dragon transformation pool. As Wang Xian spoke, he waved his arm and brought the snake girl to the dragon transformation pool. Tianjin also moved and followed behind them. Soon, the leader of the dolphin clan and a member of the dolphin clan flew over. Wang Xian placed the branch that was covered in symbols on the corpse of the ancestor sorcerer and placed the other end of the branch on the member of the dolphin clan. Enter the dragon transformation pool and see if there are any changes, he instructed. Yes, Dragon King. The member of the dolphin clan answered immediately and flew in. Wang. When she entered the dragon transformation pool, Wang Xian instantly sensed the black symbols on the branch moving. Waves of energy slowly surged into the body of the member of the dolphin clan. Wang Xian squinted his eyes and waited quietly for news after confirming that there was no danger. Ding! A new dragon species has been born in the Dragon Palace. Congratulations to the host. Ding! Due to energy limitations, the Dragon Palace can only nurture 1,000 dragon species. After an hour, the system's voice suddenly sounded. Upon hearing this notification, Wang Xian's eyes lit up. Success. He revealed a smile. What was the level of the dragon species? Since it could only nurture 1,000 dragon species, the level of the dragon species should not be low. It might also be a pinnacle dragon species. It's a pity that there are too few of them. Wang Xian murmured as he looked at the dragon transformation pool in anticipation. Time passed quickly. Wang Xian had been standing by the dragon transformation pool for more than 10 hours. Swoosh! After more than 10 hours, Wang Xian realized that the dolphin clan had undergone tremendous changes. She had a human body and a dragon tail. She even had a creepy aura around her. Her wavy long hair was exceptionally beautiful. Every move she made could tug at one's soul. She had a pair of black and red eyes. When Wang Xian looked into her eyes, he felt extremely creepy. This is. At the side, the female snake looked at the figure in the dragon transformation pool with a shocked expression on her face. Dragon King. The newly advanced succubus dragon flew over and bowed to Wang Xian with a smile. How many levels can you surpass? Wang Xian squinted his eyes and asked in anticipation. Rank 3, Pinnacle Dragon Species. The dragon species replied with excitement in her eyes. Chapter 3203, Acquired Treasure. The charm dragon species could fight 3 ranks higher than them. The mystic dragon's attack method was very strange. Different from ordinary attacks, the demonic dragon's attack was a sonic attack, a type of spiritual attack. Secondly, when fighting against the demonic dragon, do not look it in the eye. Once you look at it, you will suffer an even more terrifying attack. It could be said that the mystic dragon's every move could carry out a strange attack. It's really powerful and strange. The ancestral sorcerers of the universe are all incredible existences. Tianjin watched in awe as the demonic dragon concealed its attack. Back then, he was just a lowly array master, and his ultimate goal was to become the Grand Wizard. However, he was filled with envy when he saw the succubus, a dragon species that had inherited some of the witchcraft's abilities. However, his path of sorcery and the succubus dragon were 2 different paths. He specialized in array formations. His path was longer than that of the succubus. However, if he wanted to go further, he would have to sacrifice a lot more than Mystic Dragon. Very good, very good. Even if there are only 1,000 enchanting dragons, when they all reach the level of ancestral wizard and stand together, it's terrifying to imagine. Wang Xian's face was filled with smiles. Once the mystic dragon matured to its peak, it would definitely be extremely terrifying. As for the dolphin race, they could also evolve into the charm dragon race. Even though there weren't many of them, they were much more useful than before. During this period of time, another black-red spider lily had grown. When it had grown to more than 1,000, the black-red spider lilies began to grow. With each red spider lily, the mystic dragon's attacks would be even more terrifying. Dragon King, can I evolve into such a magical dragon? May I? Beside him, Lady Medusa swayed her body and asked with excitement and anticipation. If you are willing to join the Dragon Palace, you can evolve into a charm dragon. Wang Xian looked at her and nodded his head. Without her inspiration, Wang Xian might not have thought of such a method. Moreover, the snake woman's bloodline was good to begin with. She would naturally be welcomed to join the Dragon Palace. Sure. Without the slightest hesitation, the goddess nodded immediately. Once you enter the dragon transformation pool, you can directly undergo the transformation. Wang Xian said to her. Without hesitation, the female snake jumped in. Dragon King, I will select a batch of dolphin clan members to enter the dragon transformation pool. The dolphin leader said from the side. Wang Xian nodded immediately. Right at this moment, a low roar sounded from the depths of the dragon transformation pool. Currently, the dragon transformation pool was filled with dragon blood. It was impossible to see the deepest part of the dragon blood that was hundreds of kilometers deep. But at this moment, rays of golden light shone from the depths of the center. Wang Xian looked over immediately and squinted his eyes. With a thought, he waved his arm and tossed the 2 golden dragon balls toward the center. The golden dragon ball entered it and immediately fell to the ground. In the depths of the dragon transformation pool, the roar of a divine dragon resounded. More than a dozen dragon bones, 2 golden dragon pearls, and the dragon soul of the Tianhai Dragon King. I hope it can give birth to a golden dragon and make it more powerful. He murmured. The golden dragon continued to grow. Wang Xian waited for a while before returning. As the days passed, the other members of Dragon Palace also began to improve. The heavenly array also entered the dragon transformation pond. On the 5th day, a majestic roar came from the dragon transformation pool. A beam of golden light flashed across the entire Dragon Palace. Wang Xian, who was in the Dragon King's bedroom, sensed the situation in the dragon transformation pool and was excited. He moved and immediately appeared before the dragon transformation pool. Above the dragon transformation pool, a golden dragon that was about 40,000 meters long was circling in the air. A powerful aura emanated from his dragon body. The aura of a rank 4 universe venerable. Wang Xian sensed his aura and a radiance flashed in his eyes. Roar. The golden dragon swayed. He looked at Wang Xian and flew over. Greetings, Dragon King. The golden dragon transformed into a middle-aged man and half-knelt before Wang Xian. Very good. I'll call you Ao Jin from now on. Wang Xian looked at him and said with a smile. Yes, Dragon King. Ao Jin answered immediately. Do you have any memories? Wang Xian looked at him and asked. Ao Jin was mainly born from the dragon soul of the Tianhai Dragon King. However, Wang Xian did not know if he had his own memories. Dragon King, I was separated from the body of the Tianhai Dragon King. I inherited all the memories of the Tianhai Dragon King. Ao Jin reported immediately. That's good. Wang Xian nodded and asked, do you have control over the Dragon Palace of the Tianhai Dragon King now? Yes. The Tianhai Dragon King is only left with the other half of the dragon soul. If he doesn't have a body, I can easily snatch the Dragon Palace. Ao Jin nodded. Oh. In that case, I can make a trip there after some time and occupy the Heavenly Sea Dragon Palace. Wang Xian said. The Heavenly Sea Dragon Palace could be said to be a huge resource. Not to mention the treasures in the Dragon King Hall, just the Heavenly Sea Dragon Palace alone could be upgraded to rank 6 or 7 Universe Venerable if Ao Xie and the rest devoured it. What was the realm of the Tianhai Dragon King when he was at his peak? Wang Xian asked. His combat power was at rank 9 Universe Venerable and his realm was at rank 6 Universe Venerable. Ao Jin answered immediately. Rank 9 Universe Venerable. Wang Xian raised an eyebrow. Such strength was not weak. Of course, for the Divine Dragon Clan at their peak, it could only be considered passable. The powerful divine dragons of the Pinnacle clans were all terrifying existences of the Universe Lord level. They occupied more than half of the oceans in the chaotic continent. Dragon King, I think we should make a trip to the Heavenly Sea Dragon Palace as soon as possible. There is a very powerful acquired cardinal treasure there. At this time, Ao Jin suddenly suggested. Acquired cardinal treasure? Wang Xian was taken aback when he heard him. The powerful treasures in the universe were categorized into acquired spiritual treasures, acquired cardinal treasures, and then innate treasures. Acquired cardinal treasures were definitely the strongest treasures among the universe venerables. With an acquired cardinal treasure, it would be easy to kill existences of the same level. Let's head over immediately. Wang Xian instructed Ao Jin without hesitation. Yes, Dragon King. Ao Jin nodded. Willow deity, follow me to the Heavenly Sea Dragon Palace. Just in case, Wang Xian called Willow deity along. Huh! Dragon King, to the Heavenly Sea Dragon Palace? I saw on the AI that someone said the Heavenly Sea Dragon Palace has disappeared. Willow deity flew over and said to Wang Xian with shock. Disappeared? Wang Xian was taken aback when he heard her and looked at Ao Jin. Disappeared? There's only one possibility. He has possessed a physical body. Otherwise, the Dragon Palace would not have moved or disappeared. Ao Jin frowned slightly. Chapter 3204, Due to unknown reasons, Sogu is unable to find this site today. Dear readers, please remember the domain name of this site and find your way home. Tianhai Dragon King possessed a physical body? Upon hearing Ao Jin's words, Wang Xian was slightly taken aback and astonished. Dragon King, according to my memory, the Heavenly Sea Dragon King has been scheming for billions of years. He even taught the forbidden art to the Heavenly Dragon King. He wanted to use the Heavenly Dragon King as a chess piece and make him bring purebred divine dragons or mutated divine dragon bloodline possessors. However, he suffered a huge loss because of you, Dragon King. Half of his dragon soul was taken away. Having lost half of his dragon soul, his control over the Dragon Palace was at its lowest. A level 4 universe supremacy was able to break through the defense of the Dragon King Palace. He might have been afraid of being caught, so he possessed a physical body. Based on my guess, he should have possessed Tianhai Dragon King's body. Ao Jin guessed and said to Wang Xian. Possessed Tianhai Dragon King? How strong is he after that? Wang Xian asked with a frown. With the resources left behind in the Dragon King Palace, in addition to Dragon King Tian being a rank 3 universe venerable, he should be able to raise his strength to rank 4 universe venerable. In addition to that post-celestial treasure, Dragon Pearl and similar treasures, he should be able to become invincible among rank 4 universe venerables and even fight against those of a higher realm. Ao Jin said. This is really troublesome. Wang Xian frowned slightly. Now, they were almost mortal enemies with Tianhai Dragon King. The resurrection that he had planned for billions of years was ruined by him. Not only that, but the Dragon Soul had also plundered half of it. Apart from the treasures in the Dragon King Hall, he had taken everything else. Tianhai Dragon King would definitely want to kill him. He might even want to hide in his physical body. An invincible rank 4 universe supremacy who could fight those of a higher level was a huge threat to the Dragon Palace. Especially a Dragon King who had lived for a long time. Prime Minister Turtle, send disciples to the Galaxy and keep an eye on Tianhai Dragon King's situation. Also, don't let the members of the Dragon Palace go out for the time being. Cultivate in peace. Wang Xian instructed immediately. Yes, Dragon King. Prime Minister Turtle answered immediately. Damn Dragon King, forcing me to possess such a lowly body. You took half of my dragon soul. I'm going to kill you. At the same time, somewhere in the galaxy, a humongous dragon palace was hidden within the void crack. Not only could the Dragon Palace be located in the ocean, but it could also cross the void. In the Dragon King Hall of the huge Dragon Palace, a sky-sea Dragon King with a huge pair of golden wings roared furiously. Although he had regained his body, he was not happy at all. A lowly bloodline body even made him feel humiliated. He understood that it would be extremely difficult for him to reach the pinnacle with his current body. It was all because of the Dragon King of the Dragon Palace. He wanted to annihilate the Dragon Palace and devour their bloodline to seek a breakthrough in his own bloodline. Lord Sky Sea Dragon King, according to the news we received, the Dragon King has the combat strength of a rank 4 Universe Venerable. Not long ago, the Dragon Palace's Dragon King defeated the Star River Clan's Patriarch. His strength is terrifying. At this moment, a group of great demons knelt down at the front and bowed respectfully. Ever since the Heavenly Sea Dragon King completely possessed him, he immediately closed the Heavenly Sea Dragon Palace. All the demonic beasts were trapped in the Dragon Palace. The Tianhai Dragon King had used a terrifying method to enslave all of them. Now, there were more than 100 big demons in the Heavenly Sea Dragon Palace. However, there was only one rank 3 Universe Venerable among these 100 over great demons. The rest were mostly Universe Venerables level 1. This power was not weak. In fact, it could even be said to be very strong. But in the eyes of the Sky Sea Dragon King, it was still trash. Dragon Palace's Dragon King also has the battle power of a Universe Venerable. In addition to that Willow Tree, Dragon Palace has at least 2 level 4 Universe Venerables. When the Sky Sea Dragon King heard his subordinate's report, he growled ferociously. His expression was ugly. Due to the fact that he had lost half of his dragon soul, it was impossible for him to improve rapidly. He had consumed a large amount of resources to raise his combat power to the 4th Order Universe Venerable realm. Although the supreme artifact in his hands could make him invincible among Tier 4 experts and fight against Tier 5 experts, the possibility of him killing the Dragon King of the Dragon Palace was still slim. After all, if the other party were to escape, it would be very difficult for him to keep him here. If he couldn't keep the other party here, it would all be for naught. Either he didn't make a move, or once he made a move, he had to kill the Dragon King. His eyes glowed fiercely and his expression kept changing. If he had to wait a few thousand years or even tens of thousands of years for revenge, he would not be willing. He did not have that much time. He wanted to improve himself as soon as possible and destroy the Dragon Palace as soon as possible. The injuries on my dragon soul have yet to recover. I need some powerful divine herbs to recover. The resources in the Dragon King Hall are almost depleted. I need a huge amount of resources for my future cultivation. The Sky Sea Dragon King murmured and swept his gaze across all the big demons below. Let's go. Follow me to the Xinjiang clan. I'm going to suppress the Xinjiang clan. The Sky Sea Dragon Palace flapped his wings slowly and roared coldly. Yes, Lord Dragon King. The group of great demons immediately responded respectfully. Buzz. The next moment, the entire Dragon Palace shook and flew quickly towards the Xinjiang clan's Rainbow River. Although the Sky Sea Dragon King had been in the Sky Sea Dragon Palace, he knew the situation in the starry sky like the back of his hand. This included the strongest faction here, the Xinjiang clan. But today, he was going to suppress and subdue the strongest race in the starry sky. The Sky Sea Dragon Palace sped through the starry sky. 2 days later, it appeared in front of the huge Rainbow River. Ka. The Dragon Palace came out of the space crack and flew towards the center of the Rainbow River. In front of the Sky Sea Dragon Palace, the Sky Sea Dragon King lay on a few dragon pillars and stared ahead with a stern face. All the demonic beasts stood respectfully at the back. Who are you? The Xinjiang clan had been living on both sides of the Rainbow River for generations. The Sky Sea Dragon Palace, which exuded a powerful aura, flew over quickly and attracted the attention of the Xinjiang clan experts. 2 universe supremacies quickly came over and sized up this incomparably huge dragon palace in amazement. They found the Dragon Palace familiar. I'm the Sky Sea Dragon King. Today, I order all the people of the Xinjiang clan to submit to me. The Sky Sea Dragon King looked at the 2 universe supremacies of the Xinjiang clan and bellowed. His voice reverberated throughout the starry sky. The surrounding disciples of the Xinjiang clan were shocked when they heard it. Sky Sea Dragon King? The 2 universe supremacies of the Xinjiang clan were also shocked. They squinted their eyes at the Sky Sea Dragon King. Sky Sea Dragon King, you inherited the Sky Sea Dragon Palace? They looked at the body of the Tianhai Dragon King with a cold look in their eyes.